Welcome back, everybody. This is your boys, the Couch Casuals. We're bringing you the UFC 316 post show. I'm your boy, Kyle. I'm here, as always, with my beautiful partner,
Robert Dylan Vasquez, what's up, guys?
Roberto. How do you feel about UFC Stone Cold Steve Austin? Dude, what a wet fart it was, man. Like, we were all on the couch. We had been watching Money in the Bank starting about 6:37,
Right.
and I was pretty hyped for the UFC. The first fight we'll talk about, it was a good opener, solid opener,
I
but
think so.
everything went kind of downhill from that point on. Um, it just wasn't the most entertaining of pay-per-views of all time.
I buy the pay-per-views every single time.
Oh yeah.
If I was a fan who purchased these fights for the price that I purchased them for, I think. See, the thing about that is I heard this anecdotal story about how this father took his son to a movie theater and there were people talking the whole time. And so he watched the whole movie and then he asked for the money back. And it's like, why would you watch the whole thing and then ask for your money back?
You gotta say something sooner.
But there's not even an option. Once you buy the pay-per-view, that's it. Have you ever heard of a refund kind of thing?
Not for a pay-per-view.
Once you buy it, you're in. There is no person to talk to or like, hey, I'd want my money back. And that's immediately. Now, you see the Kevin Holland fight, you're like, all right, cool, this card's got some steam on it. It's going downhill in a good way. Hopefully this avalanches into something enjoyable, right? And it's just underwhelming.
Dude, yeah, we'll talk about them individually, but it just wasn't a very entertainment. I wouldn't say it was one of the worst pay-per-views of all time,
No.
but it was just like, it was a pay-per-view, I guess.
It was a pay-per-view. You're correct.
Built off of the back of a no colored hair, no gooning, no weed. That's going to make him a different person.
Well, hang
Sugar
on.
Sean
We're
O'Malley.
jumping ahead. How did
We
you
are,
feel?
we are.
How did you feel when Kevin Holland sunk in that? I mean, it was a Darce?
It was I'm going to use his words, so don't cancel me. It was a dark man choke.
Dark man choke. That is what
That's
he
what he
said
called
it was.
He said it's like a half Darce, half guillotine that he likes to do just because of the way his dimensions are. Like, he's got these long arms. It was gross, dude. Like, he sunk that shit in quick too. Second Vicente gave his head up. He sunk that thing in, boy. And I mean, that's all she wrote. The first round was pretty entertaining, a little back and forth brawling. Kevin
Right.
Holland kind of looked a little bit more like the Kevin Holland we've experienced in the past. He looked like he, was interested in the fight, I guess you could say. He was talking. He was doing some talking in the cage.
A good bit too.
Yeah. So it was an entertaining fight. You can always expect that with Kevin. It was no 45-70. Is that the number again? 45-70.
Yeah. 45-70.
But it was a good start to the show.
Sure. I mean, what do you think about his call out of Colby Covington?
I guess I didn't hear that. A lot of times people start talking over the post fight, so can't always hear it. But
Right.
weird. Seems very odd.
I think that's a good way for him to climb the ranks without having to go through all the tomato cans in the world. And I mean, I think that's a good fight. Not for
Or do you
Colby.
mean it's a good way for him to climb the rankings without fighting the legit contenders along the way?
Sure.
Is that what you meant to say?
Sure.
Is that what you meant to say?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I like that for Colby at all. That's not a good matchup for him. God, man, could you imagine Colby Covington fighting and losing to Kevin Holland?
Yeah, I could imagine that. And I could also imagine maybe Kevin Holland's wrestling isn't the best. His jiu-jitsu's great. His
His
jiu-jitsu is
wrestling probably
fantastic.
not is we've seen is not great. His jiu-jitsu is really, really good.
So I don't know how that would fare in that matchup. But you and I, we went with Kevin Holland, and he didn't disappoint. That's all.
He did not disappoint. He did exactly what he does. He got a finish.
He got a finish. Great. We said it before in the pre-show. Go check that out. Kevin Holland and Vicente Luque is a great way to start out a pay-per-view.
Yeah. Two guys that you know are going to put on a pretty good show. Maybe not the best in the world, but always good. Always good, and they did exactly what we expect them to do. Let's go into the next fight.
Sure.
Let me pull my page back up here. Yeah, so we're going into Mario Bautista versus Patchy Fix, the Bellator legend.
Can I start this off by just issuing the dearest, the most wholehearted apology to Mario Bautista? He took the fight on 3 weeks' notice. It did what he needed to do, showed up, rips to the body, 1-2, spam into the head, just looked really clean, looked really good. And I thought it was going to go a different way. I thought he was going to crotch sniff, and he didn't. And I feel like a lot of us MMA fans that have been hating on Mario Bautista, for now, until his next performance, we'll see what he has. This one, he showed up, and he showed out. He showed why the UFC is on a different level.
Yeah, boy, oh boy. This fight will be especially telling after their next couple of fights. And I say that to say, okay, one, is Patchy Fix that bad? Is he going to come into the UFC and lose to a guy like Mario Bautista and not even look? He looked especially bad in this fight. He looked, dude. The funniest thing to me, it was like it was teed up perfectly. You know how they show the tweets in the corner? I texted you this.
Yeah.
They show the tweets. I wish I could have caught the name of who tweeted it, but I didn't. Someone tweeted, Patchy is the real deal. All these casuals are going to learn tonight. And then, like, immediately he gets, like, just, like, 2 or 3 straight rights to the face. Like, he just stands here wide open. Like, he didn't move his head. He didn't move his feet. He didn't do anything he did nothing. He looked terrible. He did not look like a seasoned fighter at all. Could have been, like you said, could have been UFC nerves. It's his first UFC fight, but you can't talk all that shit. Be like, I'm gonna fight for the title right after this.
I'm gonna submit him. I'm gonna submit his coach, and I'm gonna submit his whole team. That's what he said.
Merab would run through him like paper.
Yeah, man. Talk your shit, man. Talk it, but you gotta walk it, man.
You gotta walk it.
For him to be as vocal before this fight, I get it. You know, bring some eyeballs to it. Like, everybody hates Mario right now. You gotta capitalize on this. If you go out there and beat Mario, stuff his takedowns, which there were none.
There were none. He just pieced him up.
And so that is like, all right, well, a guy who's known for one fight. I'm trying not to be too hypercritical. It's just when you hug a legend like Jose Aldo against the cage for the entire fight, but you can't get the takedown, so you're just holding him.
It's pretty lame.
It's pretty lame. So, okay, well, I only had 3 weeks to get ready for that kind of fighter, that game plan, whatever it may be. You look like you had never even been in a ring before. No head movement, very flat feet. DC said it was like his feet were in cement.
Like, yeah, he did. Like, there was no, like, he just kind of.
I mean, you're getting ready for anybody. That's anybody. Just me. If he had to get ready for me, you're telling me he's going to keep his head on the center line, he's going to look like that? No. So I don't know what he was getting ready for. Tatiana Suarez, his fiance, in his corner. I don't know for how much longer. Just kidding.
Yeah, that might crumble after that performance, dude. Holy shit.
Wish the best to him and his family. She was screaming for the takedown. Like, come on, anything. And he just looked just stone cold out there, no pun intended.
He did. He did. He didn't do anything. It was.
We were gonna sign that cat, man.
Yeah, bro. Rip that content right up, dude.
Right.
CCMMA gonna rip that one, put that one in the shredder. But like I was saying, this could be telling in one of two ways. Maybe Mario is just that gotten to that level. Maybe he's just that good now. And maybe he is. I think DC said maybe he is close to fighting for a title himself. You know, maybe he has just leveled up that much. And Patchy is still a contender, but Mario was just, for whatever reason, he's leveled up. We don't know that having not seen Patchy in the UFC before. He could lose this fight and go on some crazy 4, 5, 6 win tear. Luke Rockhold, he lost his first UFC fight, came back, tore through the division, won the title. So it's definitely possible, but it just didn't look. It wasn't a great look. It was not a great fight.
It didn't look even like there were some moments where he was throwing back and he would land and everybody was like, oh, okay, all right. So he landed this one. You called it out. He landed this 1-2, maybe not even the 1, just the 2. Just one good one, his first good one, and he's like throwing his hands up, and he's like, "What's up now? What's up now, dude? Keep going.
Go.
What are you
gotta
doing?
do something. Capitalize on that, man. What the fuck? It was almost like Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz is a special guy, but it was almost like him almost knocking Leon out and just laughing at him. I feel like Nate didn't really care in that fight. Like he just like, hey, look what I just did. Patchy, you're on I'm trying to get to a title fight. You needed a.
It's my debut.
Go.
This is my debut, dude. Show up, dude. Anyways, that's gonna make me mad. I have nothing else to say for Patchy, except for welcome to the lower 30, 40 ranked fighters. You had a good position in Mario Bautista. Had a good position in Chito Vera. I think Chito, being the striker that Chito is.
If those were the same, if he fought Cheeto the same way he fought Mario, he'd have been on his ass.
Yeah,
he'd been out cold, dude. There's no way. Cheeto hits hard. My God.
What's next for Mario?
Let's check
because he was ranked, right?
That's what I'm about to look at.
I think he was 14, 10. He was something like that. Very good opportunity for Patchy.
Where did his number go? It showed 10 for a second. But it may be changing. Oh, it currently shows 10 on UFC.com. Whether that's been updated or not, I don't know. So
it might not.
Currently.
It might not change.
It may not be updated yet. So he's probably not. Yeah, I'm guessing he would change, right?
Not that much. Maybe 9 because of activity.
Yeah. So definitely not. And no one's getting a title fight off of this fight. I can tell you that much.
No.
UFC Bantam. We know Corey at 4 is more than likely the next contender. I guess he is the next contender for Merab. I think
for sure.
Is this Corey's first title fight?
I think he fought Aljo. Maybe. No, maybe.
He fought. Did he fight Aljo before Aljo was champ?
I believe so, and that was in the Apex.
I think Corey kept taking fights where he was when he was super close to a title and would either lose or something would happen. He kept getting passed over.
I think he's got next. I mean, I think that's fair that he has next.
I think so. I mean, he's got a win over Figueiredo. He lost to Umar, who got demolished by Merab. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But we're here to talk about Mario. Maybe a Rob Font. Maybe a Chito Vera.
I like that. Take that place, yeah.
Yeah, I think, or Figueiredo maybe. That's 876. Something like that. I would think I could see happening.
Just depends on how everything lines up. I like the Figgy fight and I like the Vero fight.
Yeah, those would be cool. If he fought like he did in there, if he had somebody who was actually going back and forth with him, that could have actually been that could have been an entertaining fight. Mario did what he had to do. Patchy just didn't. So.
On to the next. We both got that one wrong. I feel bad because I feel like I lured you into that pick.
No, I was definitely leaning. I was going to go with the new guy no matter what.
Right.
But you did sell me on it a little bit, but I was already leaning that way.
Oh no.
The next fight, it's another unfortunate. Like just
What,
dude,
man?
this fight starts. You think it's going to be entertaining as hell.
Sure.
Kelvin Gastelum gets dropped within a minute. I don't even remember when it was. Boy,
Twice in the first round.
was that the most exciting? After those moments, like that was it. All the excitement was just drained from this fight.
Well, you were waiting on Kelvin to figure out the puzzle piece of getting in. He did a couple times with like a weird overhand right, but he he was feinting a good bit, and so was Pfeiffer. But Kelvin was doing like this weird like kung fu, like
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing.
you gotta.
Kelvin Fu, I think they called it on the announce booth. Man, Joe Pfeiffer didn't do much either. He just kept going for the killing shot. I think Kelvin's like, dude's chin is insane.
It's battle tested, bro. Come on.
He has the record for most getting dropped in one round. He fell 5 times in front of Israel in their title fight in the 5th round and got up. The dude doesn't stay down. Like it's genuinely maybe the most impressive get back up ability that I've ever seen. Kelvin could be a champion if he would lose some weight.
I think so.
Not at 185. He's clearly too small for 185.
Yeah.
Go to welterweight. Go to lightweight.
No.
Yes, I mean, he's not going to.
Yes,
he's not going to. But like his body if he dropped the lightweight, he would sleep everybody in that division.
I think so. With the power that he has, dude.
He is. I mean, he has leveled middleweights, and if he got somewhere where his body fit that division, it's too late now. I feel like it's not going to happen. If it was going to happen, it should have happened years ago.
When he was starting.
Maybe right after if not right when he started, right after the Izzy fight, would have been a good time to maybe drop. But boy, Kelvin Gastelum was to me like one of the biggest what ifs.
You're talking about a Hall of Fame fighter in Kelvin Gastelum.
Yeah,
figure out Pfeiffer, dude. You figured out how to get in on Izzy. Gave Izzy one of the most dog fights Izzy's ever been in. The Alex Pereira ones are a little different. I'm talking back and forth.
Well, we're talking Izzy at his prime too.
Yeah.
Not even late career Izzy. This is like peak Israel Adesanya, right before he tears through everybody else. It's insane, dude. I mean, Kelvin clearly doesn't mind taking some punches to get in. He can get up.
I just don't know if he could do that against Joe Pfeiffer, which Joe should have known that. And Joe's not years and years and years in this game. You know, you're talking about a Contender Series fighter. Okay, I'm going to throw the 2. I'm going to throw the 1-2. It's like, all right, well, let me set this up with a leg kick, or let me go like a body shot entrance, like a jab to the body. Let me get in there some other way than just waiting and just wanting to unleash that home run shot. Be a pro at this, and he got lost in the headlights or whatever, deer in the headlights.
I think you drop someone that fast, you're like, God, I could put him away. And I think DC said it, dude. Dropping someone is always great, but it's sometimes a bad thing. Like you drop the dude, you get overzealous, you got that probably that blood rush. You're like, I can knock this dude out, and that's all you go for. And he never did anything outside of just trying to knock Kelvin out.
For a round. No. Yeah, for a round, okay, I get it. He dropped him, ready to go.
1 round, sure.
Goes back to the corner. He hears this. I heard it being like, hey, we need to be a little more active, set up your shots, da-da-da. And he's like, yeah. Did I win that round? Yeah. It's like, dude, you have one of the best coaches of all time in Dean Thomas. Listen, use your fucking ears. And Joe Rogan and DC, they were talking in the booth, and they were like, yeah, Dean, he said that, Joe Pfeiffer's the heaviest hitter that he's ever held pads for, which is saying something. It's like, okay, that is caca. That is nothing if he can't make it happen.
I mean, it was on display in round 1, but never again.
Well, because Kelvin's too smart. He's too smart to just get stuck with some. Go ahead.
He did the 2 knockdowns in round 1. Those were the only 2 knockdowns in the entire fight. After that, it just like a fucking whoopee cushion, you know? Just.
And then after the fight, just obviously won by decision. I thought the second round was close. I didn't know how it was going to go. It was 29-27, something like that. Because you got to give him the 10-8 for the first round.
Yeah, for 2 knockdowns. That was probably like the closest 10-9 a 2 knockdown round has ever been, because right after that it really was nothing else. So, but it's crazy.
Post fight in the press, or not in the press conference, in the post fight interview, you know, he's in there and he's like, "Yeah, Body Bags is back. Body Bags." I texted you and you said sleeping bags.
That's what it was.
I was howling, dude.
Sleeping bags, dude. It's just, oh my god.
Sure. And then he's like, "We got the president here, you know, thank you guys for coming out." Just is screaming insecure, like, and I'll say this and not have any wits about it. It's like, dude, get the crowd on your side with your performance.
Yes.
If you're going to get the crowd on your side via social media, that's one thing. If you say something crazy in the press conference, that's one thing. Going out there and putting on the performance that you need to put on, that's what's going to get them on your side. Once you've lost them, okay, boring performance, you put us all to sleep on a fight that I thought was going to happen prior. I thought we were all going to be asleep already, and you guys were going to, you know, bring life back into this thing.
But nope.
No
life.
That's all I got to say about him. I'm not excited for his next fight.
No, not if that's what we're going to see again.
One trick pony. That's what it seemed.
It is what it is, you know. So these were the 3 fights. We're through 3 fights here, and like this was probably our biggest chance at crazy entertainment. Mm-hmm. I think we knew how the next fight was going to go, and there was no surprises really in the final fight either. But let's talk about Kayla Harrison and Juliana Pena.
That lady is Jack City, bro.
Juliana looked 2 weight classes smaller than Kayla Harrison in that cage. That was insane.
I didn't really like Juliana's like scared looking. Not saying she's scared. She obviously made the walk, but it was kind of like it was like.
Well, that's how she always looks. She has a weird, awkward fighting stance, and it always looks really. It's always looked really awkward to me. She looked like that against Amanda. She just has a really weird looking stance.
Sure, I just think.
But you could be right, yeah.
You've trained, I've trained. If you're even a little funky looking, they'll be like, hey, no. This is, and then they mold you to, you know, at least a general kind of stance. I just think that your coaches let you get away with what they let you get away with, and then she had no answer on the ground and got what, Kimura'd?
With 10 seconds to go.
Heard the clap and everything.
But I mean, I get it. That arm would have snapped within a couple more seconds, probably.
Right. You're supposed to be the jiu-jitsu. You're supposed to, you know, come on, represent.
Kayla was too strong, dude. Kayla was too powerful for her.
Sure. Spoiler alert: Kayla gets the second round submission.
Second round sub. She's gonna get to fight Amanda Nunes, the big super fight we've all been waiting for.
Yeah.
Maybe like. When do you expect? Like, end of the year, we'll see that?
Just not to correct you, because I believe there are people salivating for this fight. Are you excited for this fight?
Maybe.
Level of excitement for the GOAT of the women's division coming back. 1 out of 10.
I always am excited to see Amanda fight, but she's been off for so long. That concerns me a little bit. Had this fight taken place with Amanda being champ and Kayla working her way up to it, it might have been a little different. But when you're coming out of retirement, it's always a little concerning.
I just don't know who else she would have fought. And then
I don't either.
And then, you know, Juliana, bless her, she's like posts on her social media. She's like, "Look, thank you guys for all your support. Everybody who was, you know, very nice and had my back through this whole camp and then the fight. Congrats to Kayla. She deserves everything. And, get ready, ladies, because I got next. I'm like,
What? Who do you think? Dude, this is like the crazy. She's the luckiest two-time champ of all time.
I mean, dude, come on. Come on,
Like,
man.
you do not get next. You did nothing to earn next.
Not even like a flash of like, oh, she's hurt. Like, and then made Kayla
No.
crotch sniff. It was like pressed up again. We were just waiting on it. That's all. They were talking about her mangling Holly Holm, and they're like, we're just waiting on her to get inside. Gets inside, trips. Okay, well, I'm just gonna lay in guard now. All right, nothing's really. I was waiting for like a armbar attack or something like that. Or
Well, she did. Well, no, she didn't. She grabbed that like the opposite arm to like just stop.
DC said that's the wrong arm.
Yeah, he's like, that's the wrong arm. But I think she was literally just trying to like, no, don't punch me.
Yeah,
again.
it was to help with posture and stuff. We get it. We're not that much of a casual.
We know a little bit. We're trying to tell you guys because you would have been like, oh my god, he went for the wrong arm.
Yeah. We're filtering this for you guys.
We're filtering it for you, but man.
Now what, man? Now what?
Suck.
Now what for Juliana?
Nothing.
That whole weight class is just kind of just stagnant, I guess.
Dude, bantamweight, women's bantamweight it's just a rough place to be, man. I mean, even flyweight isn't. Flyweight's a little better.
Aren't we kind of seeing this with literally almost every division? And I'm not just talking women's. I'm talking men's heavyweight, men's 205, 170 being the graveyard of good fighters that it was. Like, aren't we seeing this all around the UFC? Not to put the women at 135 on blast, but I mean, a couple episodes ago we were talking about Zhang Wei Li versus Valentina Shevchenko because it's like we want to see the best fight the best, and we are just getting hot dog water UFC cards.
We really are. I don't know what's going on. The most entertaining champion at the moment is probably Dricus du Plessis. Isn't that that's great? You got Alexandre Pantoja, who's like, to me, can be really entertaining, and then sometimes not.
In a fight?
Some of his fights are crazy. Some of his fights are not. Merab. Alex Volkanovski's back.
Yeah,
champ,
sure. For how long?
We'll see. That's the thing. Is how long will Alex hold on to that? Islam is not champ anymore, so that doesn't even count. Jad Della Maddalena is definitely like one of my favorite champs right now.
Sure.
But he just won, so we gotta wait and see what happens. Dricus, 185. Magomed Ankalaev, 205. John Jones at heavyweight.
Even if Hamzat beats Dricus, when's the last time Hamzat fought? So
last year, dude.
I'm not.
Right?
I'm so tired of getting these like Ankalaev, the once a year performances. I'm gonna defend my title once a year, guys. At least give me two. Give me two. That's how it's supposed to be.
Champ should have to defend more than there should be a set number of defenses per time period for a champion.
And then we'll have interims, and we'll have for no reason we'll have
just because.
So I just wish the best for the 135-pound division of the women, and then the rest of UFC in general. Just come on, guys! Like, you got this in the bag. Don't stop at the finish line. Like, blow through this. You have the best MMA organization in the world. Some would say the best fight organization in the world, because these boxing cards are nothing. They have one or two fights. What is it, a month ago? Maybe Cinco de Mayo, something like that. They had the best possible weekend in boxing history available. And for two of those nights, they just shit the bed. And boxing has nothing, has no answer. So they're like, oh, okay, well, we're going to put it on because people will watch. Get out of it. Miss me with that shit, dude.
It's getting, yeah.
We already know what's next for Kayla. I don't care what's next for Juliana Pena.
I don't care.
I'm ready to talk about the main event if you are.
Let's move it. Let's go on.
The reason why we're all here. The reason why we're all here.
Merab versus the Colorless. the goonerless, the weedless,
The
the
cannabisless.
fully focused, no social media, Sean O'Malley. Spoiler alert: Sean got dominated again.
Well,
It was better than the first fight.
I mean, in what context? Because I mean,
Sean.
if you last 5 rounds the first fight, and then you only last a round and a half the second fight, I would argue that the first fight is a better performance. Okay, domination. Makes me wonder why Merab didn't do this or even go for it in the first fight instead of kissing him. Oh, I'm gonna humble this guy. I'm gonna humble this guy. Sure, but I mean this.
That was Rob's first ever submission in the UFC.
And it was a
finish
nasty,
ever.
nasty.
It was. It was like what he went for, like just like a front headlock type thing,
Something
and
like
then
that.
Sean kind of spins over, which normally I think is like the correct
It is.
response.
You're supposed to go to your back.
Just didn't let go, and imagine getting like choked from the back of your neck. That's got to feel awful.
Do you know what the move is when you have someone and you're fully mounted on them and you kind of have like this Ezekiel, but you just have their neck kind of like Merab did, and you just squeeze it into your chest? It's called mother's milk.
Well, he got MM'd.
He got MM'd. And they're like, oh, we're going to call that the Merab choke. It's like, all right, well, it was a north-south mother's milk. So
he got milk.
That's something that you do to literally no stripe white belts, first day, trial class. And it's really frowned upon. You shouldn't do it. But, yeah, man, he went for the heartbreaker. That's what it's called, from Conor McGregor's coach. He goes, when you try to get caught in like a guillotine or some shit like that, you spin out, and then it's eventually, okay, I got room to breathe. I got this, I got that.
Yeah.
Merab put the kibosh on that shit midway through the spin, obtained a north-south 69 position, and just sunk. It was like a nasty neck crank, mother's milk.
Oh man, I know it didn't feel good. I know that shit hurt like a mother. Dude, I just do not understand why the whole hype around Sean, this fight was all this other bullshit that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that he didn't beat off for a year. Like, why are we talking about that? That isn't going to affect his fight. Merab probably beat off his whole life.
I mean,
he's got that real strong willpower.
I think so. I think he's never gooned, never really had to, wouldn't know.
He's never. Yeah. What are we doing? Like, if Sugar had went on like some kind of 3-fight knockout spree, that's like when you present this. Oh, this is a new Sean O'Malley. No, it's not. Sean fought 7 months ago, or whatever. 7 months ago, I think it was, and he got absolutely fucking steamrolled by Merab minus round 5. And he did stop some takedowns. His takedown defense was a lot better, but it didn't matter. He was still losing the fight. He tapped out.
At best, you could argue it was 1-1 going into the third, but that
could be a stretch because it easily could be 2-0.
Right. And that's what a lot of people thought it was. And I was trying to watch it in the perspective of a neutral analyst. We do this podcast now. I can ride for the guys that I ride with, but I do try to look with an objective eye of,
I do too.
Sean got that round. It's like, I got to be realistic. And he was moving, had a lot of footwork going on, got tripped up on the cage. What I don't understand is that's not the first fighter I've seen do that. There's like this gap between the fence and the mat.
Yeah.
And it's really easy to like jam your shit in there. And I think there should be just a little, I don't know. The cage has to come out and stretch, I get it. But he got tripped up.
He had a second trip that was near the cage, but it wasn't in that same spot. I don't know. I think he just like overextended his kick or something.
We said it. Dude, you're going to get taken down. You need to learn how to be offensive. And fuck that. Come at me, bro. Like,
I mean, Sean did land. Like, I feel like he was a little more offensive in this fight. I said that, and then I looked at the strike differential. Merab threw a lot of shit. He landed 141 to Sean's 38.
So I feel like
And I know
Sean had a little bit of Joe Pyfer in him, and he was looking to knock him out.
he's looking for that knockout.
There were some where Sean like looped past him, and you could just tell he was overextended, and Merab would just bow, and you would just be like, "Oh man, don't lose at your own game here. Like, remember who you are, you know." It's supposed to be slick.
I'm trying to pull up the last fight. See if I can see what the numbers were in their first fight.
Well, over 5 rounds, you're gonna have just a different type of outcome, but
Not a lot.
no, not that much.
So Sean did throw significantly more because after 2.5 rounds he had 39. At the end of the last fight he had 49.
Cool. Cool. All that to say, just, you want to praise Sean. He's going to be in the upper echelon of the upper echelon. I want to see Corey and him fight. I'm not saying that Corey doesn't deserve the title shot next. Umar is probably going to fight some whatever and then get a second title shot, which is going to go the same way. I think Merab retires on top. Henry Cejudo called out Sean. I want to see Cejudo get slept badly. I want to see him eat a knee to the solar plexus like what happened to Mighty Mouse, or what happened with Mighty Mouse, rather. I want to see Cejudo get seriously hurt for about 4 minutes. And then he can recover and get his win back and go home safe to his family. I want to see Cejudo on death's door in that octagon and then just get finished. That's all. And I have no super huge ill will versus Cejudo. He's a worse trash talker than Colby Covington. Nobody wants to see him fight. Retired as double champ. No one gave a fuck that he retired.
No one did.
Learn who you are.
Retired on top, but really
could have.
He really could have been a bantamweight GOAT, but he just decided he didn't want to go that far.
Idiot! You aren't cool enough to have a Twitch channel. You aren't cool enough to do a pound for pound with Kamaru Usman. That gets about 15,000 more than we do. That's
not saying anything.
That's not saying anything. But that's it. You would think, okay, the Timbo Sugar Show, they get a lot of views because they have personalities. You and fucking Stilts, Kamaru Usman, you and No Cartilage Usman, you guys are wet towels. You had to fight Bilal to get even a smidgen of views. Bilal!
Dude, it's UFC is lacking star power more so than it has in a long time.
Listen, and I don't mean to go on a tangent here. Stars is different than personalities. But the only way you can get stars is if you have somewhat personalities. They don't want the Chuck Liddell and the blue ice shorts. They don't want the Tito Ortiz and the flaming shorts. They don't want these guys becoming bigger than the brand. Like I said earlier, newsflash, motherfuckers. You have the brand. Check. Stop worrying. Now is the time to build these fighters. Now is the time when you go on Netflix to tell these stories. Like you said, why are we talking about Sean O'Malley jerking off? That's what we got. That's
the story. That's the build-up for this fight.
And I'm
Lean into Merab. He's your champ. Yes, I understand Sean has a lot of fans. He brings a lot of people to his car.
Merab's a wet noodle too. That's it.
But you need to at least promote them somewhat. If they are your champion, fucking back them a little bit. If you don't want to back them like that just says more about if Merab's going to dominate and you don't want to push him as a dominant champion, if you don't want to push him, what does that say?
Give him his own shorts. And I'm not talking about some Patty Pimblett orange or some Joe Pfeiffer purple.
I like his Georgian shorts.
Just why they got crypto written all over them. Why they got venom written all over them.
Don't need that. The red and white he wore, I think those are some of the cleanest custom shorts they've made.
Yes. But the fact that you have to customize these shorts, the fact that you don't want it to look like NASCAR, and these aren't original takes. This is takes that I've heard from the experts around the game. You don't want it to look like NASCAR. Look at the fucking ring. Look at all the sponsors they have on that ring and tell me it's not NASCAR. Tell me, why aren't these fighters getting compensated with their own 1 or 2 sponsors? They don't have to cover the whole shorts. It's so money hungry and it's so pathetic, and you don't want to.
It's so greedy.
You don't want. Okay. Go ahead.
I know this is UFC, but since it's owned by the same company and was on the same, did you see the amount of sponsorship at Money in the Bank?
I caught a little bit.
Did you see the ladder?
What was on the ladder?
Fireball. They had a Fireball ladder. Fireball all down the side. They have the new Slim Jim tables. They have the Prime bottle on the side.
The tables look pretty sick.
They do, but it's I don't need a sponsorship on everything.
You don't. They do, because they know that they could sell, like when Logan Paul botched his one move that he likes to do. What is that called?
Buckshot Lariat.
You have one move that, besides the shitty-looking frog splash, which is actually very athletic, or some weird outside-of-the-ring moonsault, that's your one move, and people make mistakes, I get it. He's not technically a every Monday professional wrestler, but, like...
Then he shouldn't be in the main event.
Sure. It's just you want these guys to just get it. They don't all have to be Logan Paul. We see that just because you have followers, that doesn't really equate to people liking you. They like his performances, hate his personality. He's one of the biggest heels in the WWE with cheap heat. He goes out there, and this is coming from a former APW trained wrestler over in, upstate South Carolina. I would see people that have been there for years, and they'd be like, "This crowd is so stupid. Y'all are stupid." You've been doing this for years, and that's what you got? Cheap heat? He goes out there and he's like, "You guys are too stupid to realize that I'm going to be paired up with the GOAT, John Cena." And everybody's like, "All right, man. Yeah, sure. Boo." Like,
you know who was supposed to be with him? It was supposed to be Travis Scott. It's supposed to be Travis Scott and John Cena in the main event. So it's marginally better, I guess.
At least you have some athleticism, that fucking cockroach. Get that cockroach out of my TKO anything.
Dude, how about TKO? How about this? Instead of like cramming obscenely priced tickets and sponsorships down our throats, if you want to sell out the big arenas, why don't you make a reasonably priced ticket and put on a good price? Because like you're not right now.
That makes too much sense.
You're giving us less quality for 3, 4, 5 times the price.
Why is a nosebleed to Kamaru Usman, Joaquin Buckley $180?
That's insane.
I don't want to watch that fight for free.
Let's look at the full UFC. Are we kind of done with the pay-per-view?
We're done.
Merab dominated. I win bragging rights. Lol. Let's look at the full UFC fight night, Atlanta.
Who won the belt Saturday?
We have to do a tiebreaker. We usually, if it's tie, we'll do like a little tiebreaker thing. But since we went right into the UFC, we didn't get to do it. So the fight night it's a pretty fun card. Like there's some big names on it. Alonzo Menifield versus Umar Sy. Mansour Abdul Malik versus Cody Bridge. Cody Garbrandt versus Raoni Barcelos. Edmund Shabazian versus Andrei Petrovsky. Rose Namajunas versus Brandon Maverick. I would love a chance to see Rose live. Kamaru Usman versus Joaquin Buckley. That's
a C. That's a C plus card.
Insane to think that this is worth $180. We are getting the return of a legend in Chris Coutinho on the undercard.
Okay.
He's no longer green-haired. He's red-haired Chris Coutinho. What are we doing, TKO? Like everyone. Like, if you watch Money in the Bank, there were so many shots of like empty seats.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Of course, it's gonna be empty. No one can afford to go. You have to sell your kidneys to see one WWE or UFC live event.
Yep. 2 tickets that were in a pretty alright place for Raw in Charlotte I think it was like $800, and I
It's
had
in.
to,
That is insane.
I ended up reselling them for half the price. I took the bullet because I didn't want to go. And that was probably and then John Cena wasn't even there, so I wasn't even really worried about it that much. Yeah,
That's the
man.
only reason you want to go.
That's the only reason I ever want to go is I haven't seen him and I want to see him. But
I've
now
seen him before, but it's not.
he's spending the second half in Perth or overseas.
We're not going to get to see him live ever again, probably.
I don't think so.
It's. I mean, I guess there's still technically a chance, but like, it's not. I mean, there's Saturday night main event in Atlanta, also wildly overpriced.
I think they might try to do his last show in Boston in December, so I might have to fly up there for that. But
Well, good luck, because that's going to be like $10,000 a ticket. So,
yeah,
hardworking Boston
in December,
blue collar Boston. Yeah,
Good
$10,000. Thank you.
So we shipped it off the UFC to TKO to WWE, a little dabble here and there. I just have beef, man. I have beef with this whole thing because it's like you've forgotten who your audience is, and you have people like the Knicks and the Pacers, and their beef somehow they get front row tickets. And you think that they're paying for that? Even if they do, they move celebrities up forward all the time. Like the Ice Cube's son, he's sitting right behind the commentary table. I get it. Everybody's a kid at heart, but you make enough money, just fucking sit in a suite somewhere,
That makes me very interested. I'm curious, can I find NBA Finals tickets on
SeatGeek?
Ticketmaster? I want to see what they're selling for.
I mean, come on, man.
Do I have to look under the Pacers, maybe?
Just where it is.
All right. NBA Finals Series Game 3, Oklahoma City, Paycom Center. Granted, neither of these are. Oh, I can't even see. It says completely. It's sold out already. There's not even retail tickets.
Oh no!
I just want to see what like one ticket costed. All right, so oh my God, this was not a good example.
What?
They're reselling nosebleeds for the NBA Finals at $701.
I mean, okay, we look at WrestleMania tickets. It's going to be a similar thing. That's not an average night in OKC. That's not an average night in Indiana. That's the finals.
I understand this is the finals. I was still expecting maybe you are just like completely the diehard fans are not going to be able to experience any sporting events anymore. It's
they don't care about us.
It's just going to be the people that are moderately into it, that are like loaded. Oh man, there's going to be a fight down at the fucking Hawk Stadium.
Let's do that, and then we'll go do karaoke. We'll go get brunch.
Bros, we're gonna get like front row tickets and shit. I never heard of this thing before.
How long have you been a WWE fan?
Probably since the 90s.
So it's like you would like just you would like an opportunity to be like, you know what? I've been to a couple shows. I've been to a good couple shows. I am there to genuinely enjoy the product. There are people that were sitting next to us in Charlotte that were like, had no idea where they were even at. We were doing shoeies and shit in the crowd just to get the people around us hyped up. There were people they were leaving mid-fight to go get fucking pretzels and pizza and shit. You're like, maybe a beer. I'll go get a beer or 3. But no, dude, like, or 9. But, I mean, you're talking about we're casuals. These people don't even know what they're doing there.
Dude, we're casuals, but we're passionate, real fans of these sports, and we're getting completely removed. Dana White for years said he didn't want to price out the average. That was literally what he. And now that TKO owns everything, you can tell it doesn't matter. It's all about these fake profit numbers, profit margins, shareholder value. All means absolutely dick.
That's why they only keep attendance with the main shows like Monday Night Raw and Friday Night with a new attendance record and Friday night.
Blah blah blah.
How many people were dressed up as empty seats for Money in the Bank? How many people going into the Kelvin Gastelum fight, you saw it wasn't the media seats. I promise you, because it was on both sides. I saw red seats in the UFC, and I'm like, what, dude? I don't know, man. I don't know.
This is a big learning moment. They'll either continue this and just, eke out as much stupid money that they can, or they'll correct course and maybe establish something that remains long-term profitable. And, I've heard, like, TKO's in debt. I've heard all kinds of crazy shit. I don't know what's going on there, but it's getting really ugly really fast. You're going to see us at, like, fucking PFL and AEW because they're at least affordable for fans.
Sure. Shout out to Juggalo Wrestling Championship. Their product, I'm telling you, bro, they tell stories. They might not have the talent to match, but shout out to them. I'm going to wrestle for them. I'm fighting in September 6th on Street Beefs. Check me out on YouTube. That's not concrete yet, but I thought I would share that with you guys. Kyle, anything else to say about just I feel like this is like post-Marvel Endgame in the times that we're in.
I feel that might be the best way I've ever heard it described. This is post-Endgame, WrestleMania 4, and then UFC's golden couple of they had there.
It's going to be few and far between.
TKO is Disney.
Right.
Disney's slowly learning their lesson with their Marvel and Star Wars stuff, where it's like less is more, better quality. But what will the UFC do? What will WWE do? WWE has like a PLE because of the Saturday Night Main Events, like 2 or 3 a month.
Sure. Then they got NXT. Then they got the new, what is it called? It's like Tough Enough, but it's weekly.
Oh, LFG.
Yeah, sure.
I think that thing's over, but it was like that was like a reality show. I will say NXT is doing really well. Like NXT is actually super entertaining.
Shout out to Trick Williams.
Dude, Trick, Javon, Sol Ruka. She's got the coolest finisher in the game.
All right, we're getting too deep. we're getting too deep.
All right.
Shout out to all you casuals. We will be back for the UFC 317 pre-show.
Pretty soon. 2 weeks.
Yeah. So we'll do the damn thing. You guys are watching the Couch Casuals. I'm your host, Robert Dylan Vasquez. Always here with my lovely host.
It's your boy Kyle. We love you. We're out.